From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessing. This situation is about 22-year-old Nevin Baker, who was found hung from a tree in a park in Orlando, Florida. Now, this incident happened on October the 5th, 2020. And of course, if it was not somebody who sent me this information, I would not know about this information. Now, most recently, I did a video about 30-year-old Yona Lubrin, who was also found hung from a tree in Orlando in 2023. And the narrative to this story sounds eerily similar to the one that happened with Miss Yona Lubrin, and also the way that the detectives and the investigators handled the situation. Now, Mr. Nevin was found by a man who was walking his dog in a park at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And the man said that his dog got away from him, and when he went to chase the dog, he saw the dog barking at a body hanging from the tree. And now the man said he first thought the body was some kind of joke or a prop, but upon further investigation, he noticed that it was 22-year-old Nevin Baker. The guy then ran and called the police or flagged the police down, according to the report. And then the police came. And the police came, and it says they immediately cut the body down in an attempt to render aid. Now, if you recall the last story about Yona, they did the same thing. They immediately took the body down and attempted to render aid. The same phrase was used in both cases. Now, it should seem obvious to me that when you find somebody like that, you might want to not disturb the crime scene or investigate it as a crime, rather than ruling it as they did as a S word, self-inflicted. But nevertheless, they started the investigation, automatically ruling it a self-inflicted self-unalivement. Now, the parents and the family members and the cousins and the sisters of Nevin Baker, they think otherwise. Now, according to the mother, when she saw the body, there were significant injuries that she noticed on her son. She told one reporter that his jaw was out of place, his nose was swollen, and there were bumps on his forehead. Now, also to be mentioned, one post by attorney Benjamin Crump stated that the young man's hands were tied behind his back. Now, of course, if you know someone's hands are tied behind their back, there's no way that they can hang themselves from a tree. And actually, once again, attorney Benjamin Crump stated, as you can see, that Nevin Baker was found hanging from a tree in Orlando. Orlando police quickly ruled his death self-inflicted, but now we learn his hands were tied teeth missing and face bruised. We demand transparency and a comprehensive investigation so we know exactly what happened. Now, another Facebook post by this man, Big Daddy Karma, said that 22-year-old Nevin Baker was found hanging from a tree Tuesday night in Barker's Park in Orlando. Orlando police immediately ruled it self-inflicted, despite his hand being tied behind his back, bruises on his face, and missing teeth. We need answers. And so there you have two individuals, one a well-known attorney, and this man, I guess he's some sort of an activist in the area, stating that the young man was beaten and his hands tied behind his back. Now, another family member also took to social media in which she made the same accusations. It says on October the 5th, my cousin Nevin Baker was found beaten beyond recognition and hung to death at George Barker Park in Orlando. The police department ruled it as an S word without doing any investigation. No news team covered it. And that is also part of the narrative, part of the protocol, part of the chain of events that I've been seeing with these quote unquote self-unalivements. There is either no news coverage nationally, no local news coverage, or there's just a brief article or a brief reference news video about it, and then there's nothing else mentioned about it. Now, this incident once again happened 4 years ago on October the 5th, 2020, and most of the articles that I'm getting the information from are from that time period. There is none, from the next year or the year after that or the year after that. It seems as if the event never happened. Now, of course, like we've been seeing in a lot of these incidents, the police automatically and unequivocally deny the allegations that the family members in social media put forth. Now, this is a statement from the Orlando Police Department's Facebook page. Now, these police departments continuously go to social media to put out statements and put out fires when people are saying that the way the family member has been found is not the way that they are portraying. This police department post says that we have seen social media posts regarding a man who was found deceased in Barker Park. This is a tragic case of the S word, and it is difficult for investigators to discuss details publicly out of respect to the victim's privacy and that of his family. Officers have exhausted all leads, and at this time there is no evidence of foul play or any kind of physical struggle. The medical examiner also investigated and ruled the cause of death as an S word. Our detectives continue to support the victim's family where they can. We are keeping the victim, his family, and friends in our thoughts during this difficult time. And so that is what they release to the public. They automatically and unequivocally stand by their assessment that this young man did it to himself, outside of the claims of his mother saying that his jaw was out of place, his nose was swollen, and there were bumps and bruises on his forehead, and the missing teeth and the hands being tied behind his back. They are very staunch and not wavering. And even the medical examiner, which we have reason to believe in a lot of these cases, is that the medical examiners are involved in these situations and covering up and also repeating the narrative that has been given unto them. Now, the family member said that young Nevin was 22 years old. He had evidently just turned his life around, gave his life to Christ, was interested in going to the military. And so his mother said there is no way that her son would have done this. Now, the fact that they say they have exhausted all leads in a Facebook post only days after his his body was found, leads me to believe that there is not that much investigation as we see in the Javion McGee case and all of these other cases around the nation that have become more prevalent and more prevalent as time goes on. But the police continue, to kind of cover up these matters in their particular methods and with their prepared statements. This one statement says, the Orlando PD has since addressed speculation. On October the 12th, the Orlando PD explained that Chief Orlando Rowland met with the Baker's mother and other family members. In a statement, the department said the family was provided with body-worn camera video that showed Nevin's hands were not tied behind his back and crime scene photos that illustrates that Nevin had no bruising on his body. Now, once again, they can put out a statement saying anything. Whether that statement is true or not is to be determined, as we've seen with Javion McGee's family and their testimony on several occasions, that many of the things that the investigators and detectives and the sheriff put out to the public saying that, these things happen, they did not necessarily happen. So this is just one more example of another black man found suspended from a tree in the 21st century, in the 2020s, not the 1920s, but the 2020s. Now, to my knowledge, the family has not gotten any justice. I've probably, once again, you probably never heard of this case, but I've looked for recent articles, recent conclusions, and recent resolutions, and there are none available. So, which leads me to believe that this, as well as a lot of other cases, have been continuously swept under the rug, and they've allowed time to elapse, which loses interest in the case and prevents the family from getting the justice that they deserve. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this yet another story of a young man being found in suspicious circumstances at 3:30 in the morning. Also, he had no shirt on. Forgot to mention that. He had no shirt on, and he only had some gym shorts. So this is on October the 5th. So this man would just walk to a park, climb a tree, tie a rope, and then, I don't know how they continuously get away with this. And the narrative, once again, is the same as many narratives, but in the Orlando area, it is the same as the young lady, Miss Yona Lubrin, who was found in the same manner, and the detectives quickly ruled it as they did it to himself. But y'all let me know once again in the comments, 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a blessed day.
Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Little stories that keep you in your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop.
Taylor House Publishing.